Hi, and welcome to the channel. I'm Robin.
And I'm Troy.
And we are back, and we are currently on location on the...
Ship on the ocean.
He never remembers what ship we're on. He is truly... Okay, we're on Miracle.
Carnival
Carnival's
Miracle.
Miracle,
Right.
exactly.
That's what I said.
And we are finishing up an 11-night sailing, and we wanted to give you our review of this ship. It's first time on it, and so here we go.
Here we go. Of course, the very first thing we want to talk about is what everybody cares about, the food.
Yeah, food is big on cruise ships, isn't it?
Imagine that.
Whew.
So are some of the
Well, you know what?
patrons.
It always tastes better whenever somebody else fixes it and somebody else has to clean it up. So that's kind of where we're at. And so, yeah, let's talk about the food. First of all, let's start with breakfast.
Breakfast every day. What do we ate at first we started at the buffet.
Which we normally do.
Yeah, and the buffet was underwhelming.
It was underwhelming.
Is that fair? Underwhelming.
Yeah.
So we kind of ventured over to the main dining room. So
yeah, which is really strange for us because most of the time we do eat our meals in the buffet. We will occasionally do a main dining room for like a brunch day, but honestly, in most of the ships that we go on, the buffet is really nice for breakfast. But the buffet on this ship was very small.
Yeah.
And the offerings were very limited.
Yeah.
And my favorite oatmeal, which is, if you've watched any of these videos, I always talk about eating oatmeal on the ships. It was not good.
Yeah, she tried it the first day and that was it. She was unsold on it.
No, I didn't need to go back for that. But we did find some good food in the main dining room.
Yeah.
Every day for breakfast.
Every day except for the first day. We went down, we went to the main dining room.
Yep.
And what was it? How did it taste?
I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
So I really liked, anytime I sail, one of the other things I like to get is the smoked salmon that typically cruise lines have in some form.
Mm-hmm.
And this came what they called lox. It came on a bagel, cream cheese, capers, red onion, which I love out of all the onions, red onion, and then the smoked salmon with a little bit of greenery. And you kind of built it yourself, put on what you want, left off what you didn't, and it was really enjoyable. And I literally had it every day of the breakfast.
Yeah, and to me, I went with the vegetable omelet every day. I did go with omelet every day.
With a side another vegetable, bacon.
Yeah, bacon is a vegetable. And what else did I have? I had
a few times you had the French toast.
Yeah,
the French toast was actually pretty good.
Yeah, so everything in the main
had some plantains on the side. The plantains were a little overcooked. They were a little mushy for my taste, but they had good flavor.
Yeah, so breakfast as a whole in the main dining room was pretty decent.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all. We really enjoyed it. Now, for lunch, we went back to the buffet and tried that again, and wasn't all that impressed again.
Meh.
It was some of the stuff was good. The salad buffet was not as good as what I'd had on other ships, but it was good enough that I was able to just basically have my salads every day for lunch.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Desserts at the lunch were good. We had good desserts. We had, and I personally, I did care for they've got a deli section that you can make sandwiches. I think they got like 12 different sandwiches. You can have them toasted. However you want them made, they'll make the sandwiches, and they came out pretty good. I only had one. That Reuben wasn't too good to me. I don't sauerkraut like my friend, I guess. But everything else was pretty good.
I think based on the other options for lunch, the sandwiches and the salad bar were the way to go. Because the Asian food section that they had, I tried it twice, the day we got there and then another day, and it was not impressive. I didn't care for it.
Now, none of this stuff was nasty. It was just meh. I mean, if you can deal with meh.
And maybe some other people really enjoyed it. It could have just been our taste, our expectations.
Right.
Let's also say we all like different things. Right. And so as you get on these cruise ships, you're going to find that certain things work for you, some things don't. And you have to find your balance.
Right.
So then we went on to dinner.
Okay. We went every night. Did we eat every night at the main dining? Every night we ate at the main dining room. And it was pretty good. I mean, I had some stuff that was pretty good. I can work backwards and say the desserts were decent. You got a fair selection of desserts to choose from. They've got a real nice menu, real nice set up in there. So the wait staff was exceptional all over around. I think from lunch, breakfast, dinner, the wait staff was pretty good. So other than that, I mean, what did you think about the dinners that you had?
The soups were phenomenal. I'm really big into soups whenever I get on the
Don't give her onion
ships.
soup. She don't like onion soup.
Yeah, I don't like onion soup. That's disgusting. But yeah, all the soups were good. All the fish that I got was good. I'm more of a fish eater as opposed to beef or chicken. but that was good. The desserts for me were a little hit or miss.
Yeah.
The selection wasn't the greatest, and a couple of the things that I did get, I didn't really care for. But again, that was just my taste. None of them were bad. They weren't badly prepared.
Mm-hmm.
I just really didn't care for the selection. But I think overall, the main dining room area did a good job,
Yeah.
and the menu was varied
Right.
from day to day. You had plenty of variety. It wasn't the same thing
10
all the
different
time.
appetizers to choose from. Entrees. You had always a huge selection of different things that you can order. You can order kind of carte, what they call it, a la carte.
A la
You
carte,
can kind of order whatever you want.
A couple of times I didn't even want an entree. I got like 4 appetizers. So little tiny appetizers. I kind of make my own tapas.
Yeah, the waiter look at her weird.
Well, people usually look at me weird. I'm okay with that. So overall, food was not bad. It wasn't stellar. It wasn't amazing, but it was definitely adequate, and we were not, really disappointed overall.
Right.
So
Exactly.
that was good. On the next one, we're going to talk about customer service. This is across the board, all over the ship, how we were taken care of, from our room steward all the way down to the people in the casinos. And what do you think?
Yeah, our room steward, starting with him, Noli, was incredible. He made us one of the craziest looking animal. What do you call them?
Best tail animal. I think I've gotten thus far. And we had some other pretty good ones. We had a bat that was hanging down, and a lot of people have seen these different variations. But the last one that we got for our last day today was definitely top notch.
He was incredibly attentive. Anything we needed, he got us everything we needed. If we had a question or something, or he give us information on what the ports, where we're going into ports and times and that kind of thing. So he's very good. He was top tier.
The wait staff, and like he said, in all the restaurants were good. We didn't have a problem there. Probably about the only place that we had a little bit of disappointment with, and this is kind of a hot topic for a lot of people, is the service in Carnival casinos.
Right.
Is really lacking. I don't know whether they plan it that way, but you can only get a drink once you earn the right to have the free drink.
Right.
If you don't already have it whenever you come on the cruise ship with the drink package or a casino offer, once you earn so many points, then you get free drinks for the rest of that sailing. But unfortunately, you can only get them while you're gambling. And so you're sitting at the machine. Yes, you're sitting at the machine waiting for your drink. That takes 25 to 45 minutes.
Yeah, 25 to 45.
Because one of the nights, it literally took us 2 waiters and 45 minutes to get a drink, and we were not very happy.
Yeah, but
that one was...
That's questionable and marginal. We don't like that situation in the casino.
I feel like they do that on purpose. Not the waiters, but I feel like the method is take your time. That way they drop $150 on your $5 drink.
So that drink costs you $150.
Yeah. So that's kind of where we're at with that. Next topic is entertainment.
We had some good stuff. We had one of these contestants, one of the finalists from The Voice.
The Voice
was
the
here.
Big difference between Survivor and The Voice.
Yeah, it kind of sort of depends on how you look at it. But she was incredible. I wish I could remember her name, but she was incredible.
Our comedians were good.
Yeah, comedians were good.
We had a little variety show guy, and it was kind of kitschy and everything, but he was pretty good. Some people weren't impressed, but I thought it was cute, and I'll give him an E for effort. He definitely had a good style, and I thought he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, he's not in Vegas anymore.
Yeah, he's not in Vegas anymore. Our cruise director, Gary, was fabulous.
Yeah.
He was a perfect blend for me of upbeat, but not all up in your face. We didn't get constant communications and announcements. That was really nice. We definitely have an older crowd on here, which we'll talk about in a minute. So I think that his blend of being available and upbeat blended well with not being too much. So I think that was good.
He was good. So overall, the entertainment was, I'll give it a B plus.
Yeah, and I'll actually give it an A plus.
Oh my.
Hang on.
Okay.
For the ability to get into the comedy show. Because so oftentimes you get on these ships and there's no room. They put the comedian in a little bitty dinky place that can only house a few people.
Right.
You make reservations or you stand in line and all of a sudden there's no room. And they were playing in a fairly large area called the Mad Hatter Lounge, and cute little place, but plenty of space. And you didn't have any problems getting to the comedian. So I think that was a big plus.
She made us sit on the front row every time.
I did. I like sitting on the front row with the comedian.
Unfortunately, I didn't have to say nothing crazy.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so let's talk about our cabin next.
Cabin's adequate. We've got all the incredible amount of space for drawers and and just to hang your clothes and everything. So it's plenty of space in the cabin.
Yeah, this ship was built, I believe, 2004. It has not had a rehab as of yet, but we did find out that it's going into dry dock in March, at the end of March. And they're going to be redoing some of the ship. Now, we were going to do a full ship tour on this, but then when we found that was happening, it felt kind of, like
a little strange,
kind of crazy to do one now whenever we know they're going to be changing stuff. So we've decided that if it works out, depending on where they stick the Miracle next, whenever it comes out of dry dock, that we may do a before and after comparison. So I said all that to say the cabins are 2004. The decor is, well,
2004.
You see it's not all that attractive, but it is something that I can say functionally is great. We don't have a couch, but honestly, it's the two of us in here. We don't need a couch. What we do have is plenty of closet space, 3 separate closet areas,
plenty of desk space,
plenty of drawer space. It was very convenient to set up my office here in the cabin. Huge mirror, so you've got plenty of room to get ready, fix my makeup, do my hair, whatever. And really, so the only other gripe that I have about it, which unfortunately is old 2004, is 1 USB plug and 1 European plug. Now, being seasoned in cruisers like us, we always carry a European plug with us so that we can have that, except for this trip. Because apparently Robin took it out of her bag and didn't put it back in, so we had to do the plug shuffle a lot. Fortunately, I found a way that worked where I plugged in my computer and then plugged in all the chargers into the 3 USB ports on my computer, and so my computer looked like it had like octopus legs everywhere. But we made it work with only 1 plug and did not really have too many problems, but it would have been much more convenient had Robin have put in the European plug. So now I've decided going home, I'm going to put one in my bag and one in his bag, so that way we'll never be without our European plug. Highly recommend you getting one. Get a European plug with a 3-prong USB plug and USB-A and USB-C plugs. That way you can always maximize the older cruise ships that have those European plugs.
There you go.
Yeah, that's it.
Next up is going to be the itineraries and the different ports of call that we went to on this trip. And,
which was different for us on this one compared to what we normally do. Right.
We went the other way. We didn't go to Western Caribbean. We went to the Eastern Caribbean. So I'm going to let you start with the first port, if you remember it.
Yeah. So the first port, we went to Montego Bay, which we had been there previously. We'd flown there, but we had never been there on a cruise ship. So it was beautiful to be back in Jamaica, and we really like it there. So that was great. Next, we went to,
I didn't think Montego Bay was the first one, so I don't remember.
He has no clue. Okay, so then after that, what was Amber Cove?
Yeah, Amber
in the
Cove.
Dominican Republic. That was our first time there.
Right.
We really enjoyed that. That was really beautiful. You can get off at the port, but there's also an area there with a pool area that you can just kind of hang out. So we did walk around the port and got some footage to do, kind of a walkthrough of that. So Half Moon Cay is a private island that is owned by Carnival. Now, the good thing about all but one of our ports, actually 3 of our ports, we were the only ship that was docked. Now, the Miracle is not a large ship, and being the only ship there meant we did not have to worry about the crowds that other people complain about whenever they go into port or they go to the private islands. We had plenty of room to walk around.
Full access to the entire port to go around and do whatever you wanted to.
Yes, it was really, really incredible. So we really enjoyed that.
It was.
And we also went to Nassau, Bahamas, which we had been to before. Now, we decided not to get off in Nassau, Bahamas because we were just there in May and we had some extra work to do, so we didn't get off there. Next, onboard activities. Now, we didn't really partake in a whole lot of onboard activides, but
I did some. You get rooms. The Joker. We went to the Joker.
We did. We played a lot in the Joker area, which is the card game room area.
Yeah, you had folks in there playing sequence, spades, dominoes,
checkers.
We were playing.
We were playing Connect Four, a very large version of like the discs were this
Monopoly.
big.
You had folks that playing Monopoly, so it's a pretty decent little room. We had one strange guy in there playing VR. He brought his VR.
Yeah. Okay. So who comes on a ship to to go and takes his own VR equipment so he can be in that reality. That guy did. That guy did. So that was interesting.
So really, I went to rooms where I played shuffleboard. I played.
He got to do a lot more than I did.
Got a basketball court, and
speaking of which, talk about that for a quick minute.
It was. Don't come on there thinking you're gonna get any pickleball in or any real nice basketball court or anything like that. So it's a little bit dated.
It's a little bit dated. So. Again, they're trying to rehab. There was holes in the netting. There wasn't a big crowd. Again, we're going to go into the demographics of the ship that the people that were on the ship, but wasn't a big hooping crowd or pickleball crowd.
No.
So and
a lot of people playing the little putt-putt. It's a nine-hole putt-putt up here, so you can do that. So that's something to kind of do something. We did a lot of time in the hot tubs and saunas, that kind of thing. The
saunas in the steam room. The nice thing was the sauna and the steam room on the ship are included in the locker room. There's no thermal suites, but you can go in and enjoy the sauna and the steam room at no extra charge.
And the gym. This trip we actually hit the gym almost most days. We hit the gym. So
we're trying to get better into our fitness while we travel. It's something we're really pushing on so that we can get stronger and improve our health, because the stronger we are, the better we're going to be able to travel. So we did work out
the gym, we did the sauna, I did the steam room. She doesn't really do the steam from different weather on her planet, her home planet. So she didn't do that.
I like the dry sauna. But and you made it to a couple of the trivia things.
Yeah, I made it.
All that?
We got smoked in each one of them. I mean, I went to a Beatles thing, I went to a Elvis thing, I went to a just a general knowledge trivia thing. We did better than some, but we didn't win. Not nearly as smart as I thought I was. So it was typically some things to do, plenty of stuff to do for onboard stuff to move around the ship and do. So it was adequate. It was definitely adequate.
But I will say the nightlife, we're not
nightlife.
Well, that's not good now. The nightlife here wasn't really bouncing, so if you're going to try to come on this ship and think you're going to have a lot of nightlife, you're really not.
Well, certainly on this length of cruise.
Right. Not just this ship. You got to factor in the ship, the time of the year, the length of the cruise, that kind of stuff. That's all going to play into it.
That affects the age of the cruisers.
Yeah.
It affects
a lot of some of the bars never even opened.
Right.
I mean, they were just quiet. They didn't have anything going on, because I just don't think that the demographic of the people that were on this ship needed as many bars open.
Right. And if you want the casino, you can always hit the casino. It's open as late as
that was the one thing that was 24/7.
Yeah, the casino
24/7.
So you will have something to do if you're okay with sitting in the casino shooting some craps or playing some roulette or something.
And as long as you don't mind the smoke and the slow wait staff, you will have a place to sit in the casino. But there is a nightclub here, which actually was a really cool little nightclub, Frankenstein's Lab, and I got some great footage of it. I thought it was great. In fact, I might sneak down there tonight just to see if anything's happening on the last night. I doubt very seriously, because I talked to some other people. They said that they'd been by there and they never once even saw it open. No music, no bar, no nothing. But I thought it was cool looking. I'd like to be in there whenever it's actually happening. But so I think that the onboard activities, would probably be a lot more energetic on a shorter sailing, and maybe more in the summertime, spring, summer, where it's a little bit warmer. We did see plenty of people in the pool as far as the hot tub area and then the middle of the day, but it was never overly crowded, because I think a lot of the people that are on the ship are maybe just not pool people, or it just wasn't warm enough. It wasn't that the ship was bad. I think just the weather wasn't hot enough.
We spent an adequate amount of time in the hot tub. Yeah. So we did that in the hot tub. So
the hot tubs were usually pretty full.
And you just said something about one of the next things, probably the atmosphere and the general vibe of the ship.
Yeah, and the demographic of the people. So we were definitely some of the younger people on this ship.
If that's possible.
There were a few teenagers. There were a few smaller kids. But this is not, I don't feel like, even on a shorter sailing, I don't feel like this is a cruise that I would necessarily bring my children on.
Right.
Because there's only so much space for the kids. The water area for the kids is very limited. There's a couple slides. But again, they're just not catering to kids on this ship. I don't feel like.
And I think part of what we're saying is because we've been on other cruises, and so we've got
there's plenty of things for kids to do. But I would definitely I would definitely take them on. So I think that this is definitely an older ship older person kind of ship.
Mm-hmm.
We did talk to a couple teenagers. The one thing that they brought up to us, which I thought was an interesting point of view, was because it was a smaller ship and there wasn't a whole lot of kids, they had the opportunity to really get to know the kids that were here.
Right.
Because there was only a few of them, so they kind of banded together and created their own little group. And so for them, they enjoyed that because they really got that quality time with the other kids because there just wasn't many of them. So that's an interesting point of view that I thought, and that was a 10-year-old and a 13-year-old we were talking to that flew down from Canada.
And I'm continuously ear hustling, so I'm talking to everybody.
Yeah.
Just because I enjoy talking to people and hearing what they got to say. And a lot of times they give you good ideas. They give you good information, right? Information, the perspective, the life experience that they've had to the point, just like us. We got a lot of stuff to talk to people about, and we get attention a lot of time. We get to talk to a lot of people.
Yeah, we met some really great people on the ship, and we're those type of people that we can talk to 10 and 13-year-olds in the hot tub or 80-year-olds, at the crap table. So 80 something. I mean, we don't care. We'll talk to anybody, and so we really have. We've met some nice people, but again, I think that this is more a ship for, at least on this longer sailing, especially, but even the ship overall, I think it's more for a little bit older crowd, somebody that wants something a little bit more laid back, doesn't need high energy, and maybe in the summertime it's a little bit bigger with the sail away party and the deck stuff, but I think this time of the year that we went in January just made it a lot more chill.
Right, and that kind of brings you to the value is it value for how much you spend, value for the money that you spent to get on here?
This has been so far the most expensive cruise that I have purchased out of all of our cruises. And that was because I wanted this itinerary to go in this direction. And I also bought it at a time where cruise prices were going up.
Right.
And I was afraid that if I didn't book then, that I might not find something that I liked that had this itinerary. So I think for this time, the value for the money was definitely there, even though it was a more expensive cruise for us.
More expensive.
But going forward, because we're opening up our eyes to different ways of cruising, and we've gotten more into the casinos, so we're starting to get some casino offers. I don't think that I'll be booking as expensive of a cruise as this one was again. At least not for the foreseeable
future. And it wasn't
future.
crazy, but for us, relatively speaking, it was more expensive than
it is
all the
because
others,
I also have to factor in the Wi-Fi for two people everywhere we go because we must work while we're on the cruise ship. Now we don't always edit and post videos because the Wi-Fi isn't always the greatest speed, but we have to work our regular jobs until, of course, YouTube can start supporting us.
And
Speaking of which,
like and subscribe.
Please. Our channel has grown a lot.
Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button.
Our channel has definitely grown a lot. But we need loyal viewers. We need that, you guys that will actually sit and listen to our crazy people.
She's crazy with the content. I mean, the comments and everything. Make comments and see what you think. Tell us what you think about where you're going, that kind of thing. And that kind of brings us to, will we go on this ship again? Will we take this particular cruise ship again?
I think we would. In fact, like I said earlier, whenever they get the rehab done, I'm really curious to get back on this ship and see what they change. The things that I think that they should change. But there's a lot of the ship that's really quirky. I mean, a lot of the areas are super heavily themed. Sometimes you get on a cruise ship and it looks very contemporary and very modern, which is very pretty. But then the whole ship kind of looks the same and the same decor. And this ship is insane. The look and the bold themed areas. I mean, you just walk along and it's one after another, and they mesh. I mean, like we've got like half naked, like Greek photos and stuff with, like I said, the Frankenstein.
Some of it is weird.
And the Greek garden, and then the dining room. The dining room looks like you're living in a grapevine. Great lights everywhere. This ship is insane. I really think whoever originally decided on the themes of these different rooms
is probably in rehab now.
I think that they are. I think that they are, because no sane person or no sober person could have come up with the craziness that this ship has to offer in the different things. So, but we loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I was kind of a fan of it too. It's certainly different from pretty much any other ship we've been on, I think.
I mean, it has a few little things that I don't care for. Yeah. One, the elevator doors has this creepy woman. And every elevator's got this creepy face, and I hope they change that one out. And one of the things I didn't like about it was the Serenity area is on the side of the ship, that then here, instead of putting it right next to the pool, you have to walk from the Serenity area through the buffet area to get to the other pool area. Right. And I thought that was very strange, because if
there's
you
no outside. There's no outside. You can no outside track you can walk
So
on.
if you need to go from the Serenity area to the other pool area, maybe the hot tub's getting too busy.
Yeah, we weren't huge fans of the Serenity hot tub either.
Oh no, it's dinky. Yeah. It's a dinky little hot tub, and I mean, we barely had 5 people in there, and it was crowded.
A couple of them were,
I don't take up much room, so it was definitely crowded. Yeah. So, but yes, we would totally go on the ship again. We do want to do a before and after, see what's changed. And as far as I'm concerned, any ship that you're on just about is probably a good ship. Right. You just have to find the right ship for you, which leads us into, we're going to be doing some videos about the differences between the big ships and the little ships, and the differences that we've started noticing that are really important to us between the lines Royal and Carnival. Right. So Royal Caribbean and Carnival, we definitely want to do some comparisons on those to tell you about those things. So, anything else?
No, I mean, like and subscribe again. I'll say that again.
And we appreciate you. So, thank you so much, and more stuff to come.
Dos dedos.
Bye.